guys, so I took this girl on a date last night who I met off Tinder.
Hey guys, are you ready to get started?
Wait, so I took her to a kegger, right?
Okay, Michael buddy, let's get started.
Oh, I guess we're all here, so we should start.
Okay guys, so round 3, I want to talk about our strategy. Does anyone have any new product ideas? If you have one, just throw it out there.
So how long is this meeting supposed to be? Like, I have to get back to West. The timing was just unclear.
You should be out of here in an hour.
Is that approximate or?
Hey guys, sorry I'm just minutes late. Behind it fluid.
Actually, you're 8 minutes late.
Okay guys, so we're just trying to make decisions for round 3. Does anyone have any new ideas?
I think we should invest in TQM.
Yeah, just want to throw it out there. There are no stupid ideas. So if you have one, just go for it. Yes, Anthony.
Well, you see, I just thought we could just hire someone to steal other companies' sensors. That way we can save on variable costs.
No, I've always had this great idea. Wait, let me start from the beginning. So the other day I was thinking of this. Okay, wait, no, it doesn't make sense unless...
No, I have a great idea. Let's just produce another product. What do you think, Claire? Okay guys, let's try to get a list of ideas so far.
And time.
No wait, you still have 100% of the things to accomplish.
Started.
Zombie on the track.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here.
We utilized a differentiator with product lifestyle focus strategy. We began by entering into both the low-tech and high-tech markets with the introduction of 2 high-quality products. Subsequently, we introduced 2 additional products into the high-tech segment, which we hoped would allow the original high-tech product to mature into the low-tech industry. To produce high-quality and innovative products, we plan to invest a significant amount of money into R&D near the beginning of operations. Our initial low-tech product was intended to have a relatively low MTBF. As products were introduced into the high-tech market, we decided we would place the MTBF at a high value. We plan to lower MTBF when the original high-tech product matured into the low-tech market, which would allow us to maintain customer satisfaction. By decreasing the MTBF, it would lead to lower production costs. We also decided to implement the strategy of positioning on the perceptual map to allow our products to mature on their own, saving on R&D costs later. Halfway through the simulation, our market share based off of units sold was the largest with 24.6%. We intended on sustaining our market share by continuing to produce products strategically on the perceptual map, as well as producing an amount that meets the market desires. Since we are maintaining market share, we also sustained our high levels of cash. In terms of changes, we aim to extend our scope by introducing more products into the high-tech segment and allowing our other products to transition into the low-tech segment. By utilizing our market share, we hope sales will remain high while maintaining strong revenue and accumulating maximum profit. We also changed our initial plan of producing 5 products. Since we are already leaders in market share, we felt we could capitalize on the market share we desired with only 4 products rather than 5. In addition, we ensured that our products matured at the proper rates to keep up with market demand and replacement. Our other change was to veer from our original plan of limiting costs by relying on maturation to reach our demanded product position, as later in the game we thought it would be valuable to reposition products to make them even more desirable in the final rounds.
The marketing department played a large role in ensuring the potential sales of our sensors would be reached. After creating a competitive, high-quality product, it would only make sense that sufficient marketing efforts were applied to maximize our sales. For this reason, our strategy for marketing, including attempted to stay above the marketing budget of our competitors. This was especially important early on, as we strongly valued quickly establishing a prominent market share to have sufficient sales levels in the future. While spending highly was our strategy, we also planned to judge the effectiveness of our marketing investment, and to do this, we applied formulas to the promotion and sales budgets. In terms of pricing, we believed we had built an effective level of pricing power based off of our large marketing investments, as well as our heavily desired products. Because of this, our competitive advantage, we decided that we would price our products significantly higher than our competitors. The majority of our marketing strategy was consistent with our initial plan. The only minor change was that was eventually adjusting our prices to be more competitive with other products in the segment in order to increase our marketing share models. Our overall marketing efforts could be very much considered a success. At all points throughout the competition, our product awareness of our main products were equal or better than to the main competition, along with similar results for our accessibility levels.
When it came to our initial production strategies, we planned to aim to underproduce rather than overproduce to save on inventory holding costs. We planned to spend relatively high in automation, especially as our R&D plan included minimal repositioning of products. Because of this, we would not be faced with the additional costs of product repositioning that come with increased automation. We plan to save costs by investing lower in capacity and make use of our employees' ability to work overtime instead, even if it meant paying them time and a half. Later in the simulation, we took a riskier, more ambitious approach and changed our strategy to aiming to overproduce rather than underproduce. This was done in order to attempt to capitalize on as much market share as possible. We also further developed capacity as we found that these overtime costs were hurting our gross margin percentage. Our production results could be considered a success, as we rarely overproduced throughout the competition and ended up second in overall market share.
Prior to the beginning of operations, we planned on investing money into training of our employees to increase overall efficiency. These early investments would prove to be outstanding long-term benefits, especially as we had invested in them as early as possible, so we were able to reap the benefits of them for a long period of time. One of our biggest advantages was our TQM. Investments in TQM was one of our biggest differentiators, as we have invested substantially more than any other company at $20,000. TQM allowed us to have a reduced R&D cycle time, as well as a reduction in admin, material, and labor cost. In fact, our cumulative impacts with TQM surpassed that of all competitors. Our product demand increased by 14.4%. Our material cost diminished by 11.8%. Our labor costs reduced by 14%. Our R&D cycle time reduced by 40.01%, with a reduced admin cost of 60.02%. Completing our investments by 2019 allowed us to experience prolonged advantages. This was what allowed us to really excel in the last few years. We really jumped onto this aspect. Even if it hurt us at the beginning, it ultimately contributed significantly to our success. This being said, we also invested a significant amount of money into our training of our employees within HR. This increased our overall efficiency and gave us the ability to utilize our employees with their full potential. We focused on concentrating on the three aspects of HR: the complement, the caliber, being the talent of the workforce, and the training, to really increase our potential in this sector.
To fund our project, we implemented the following financial strategies. Initially, Erie intended to have credit policies comprised of 30-day accounts receivable and 60-day accounts payable. The lower AR and higher AP ensured maximum cash flow, allowing us to make the necessary investments to start up the company. Once we had developed a profitable business with high market share, we planned on extending our AR policy to 60 days while decreasing our AP policy to 30 days. Doing this would increase demand and supply respectively, while giving us the necessary and timed cash flow to be able to withstand operating costs. Once actually achieving a high market share, we realized that we still required the additional cash that the shorter credit policies provided us. This resulted in us adjusting our initial strategy and maintaining our current policies. Another course of action we took to maximize cash was issuing a large amount of securities in the beginning stages of our company's existence. Using these strategies, we intended to achieve our goal of gaining cash flow early in development. Unfortunately, this resulted in an unattractive bond rating and stock price. Once Erie had developed a name for itself in the market and had a healthy level of cash flow, we decided that we would alter our strategy to forego borrowing money and begin paying off our long-term debt, as well as retire stock and issue dividends. This resulted in us ending the year 2023 with a AAA bond rating, as well as the second highest stock price in the market at $100.82. Not only was our stock price so high, but it also corresponded with the second highest market cap in the industry of just over $250 million. Despite increasing our expenditures on these credit policies, we were still able to consistently have the highest level of cash. At the end of this year, we had $85,925 cash on hand, while no one else had higher than $75,000. In addition to providing an excellent investment to our shareholders, we have also been one of the most profitable companies over the past 8 years. We possess the second highest ROA at 13.22%, ROE at 20.85%, and ROS at 10.13%. This translated to a cumulative profit of over $116 million.
As a team, one important lesson we learned is that all departments are interdependent. We realized that every area must be discussed before implementing a decision. One area's decision impacts all areas. From learning this, we decided to make our weekly decisions all together. This enabled each department to discuss what they thought was best so we could come to a conclusion that would satisfy the needs of each area. We learned that just like the real sensor industry, each department has a huge impact on the whole company and the sum of its parts. Another important lesson that our team took from this experience is that it is very difficult to predict what your competitors are going to do in the upcoming rounds. In looking to be the leader in the industry and surpass our competitors, Erie would try to gauge what they would do. We noticed that as much as you think you can predict what your competitors are going to do by looking at their past and trying to anticipate their future, we really don't know what their strategy would be. In some rounds, we would focus too much on our competition and not enough on our intended strategy. The lesson we learned from this is that you always need to be aware of your competition and how you are positioned in the market, but it can be difficult to try and predict their future actions. To propel yourself furthest in the industry, we learned that you should mostly focus on your own strategy while being aware of what your competitors are doing, but not try to mimic them or follow their strategy.
I'd like to thank you guys for this opportunity. Speaking of opportunities, I just started this new business on the side called
Shut up,
Teleporting.
Jackie. Stick to the script.
Okay. What do I need to know?
The 3 recommendations we have for you before you take over operations is first to continue to increase automation. This was one of our efforts that we practiced at the beginning of the simulation, but did not have as a priority later in the simulation. Increasing automation will have many long-term benefits. We could also suggest to continue to operate with the overproduce rather than underproduce production strategy. This is because we realize that the risk of holding inventory is worth the potential reward of increasing market share. Our final recommendation is to completely scrap our product maturation strategy, as perceptual maps will grow further apart when you will be taking over. If this strategy were to continue, products will be left in no man's land between high-tech and low-tech industries on the perceptual map. Instead, you should begin to introduce products into the high-tech and low-tech sectors separately. If all of these strategies are followed, you will be destined to continue our success, and maybe even move into first place.